Kentucky Senator Rand Paul. Good to see you this morning, Senator. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
So tell me, what do you think of the Blunt Amendment, which would give employers, if they found something immoral in the health care code, they could opt out of it? And why do you think Harry Reid wants to suddenly bring this vote to the floor?
Well, I think it'll be interesting, the outcome of this. I think many Democrats are going to also vote with Republicans. I will vote to say that, yeah, this is a religious freedom issue. You should not be forced to buy insurance that goes against your religious principles. But I would actually go one step further. Obamacare really forces you to buy insurance that's against your economic freedom. Should a 75-year-old woman be forced to buy insurance that has pregnancy coverage? Should a 23-year-old woman who's had her tubes tied and has 4 children be forced to buy pregnancy coverage? So there's an economic freedom issue, there's a religious freedom issue, but this goes to the heart of Obamacare and why so many of us have been opposed to Obamacare.
Oh, there's some thinking that that perhaps Senator Reid wants, anybody who votes against this or for this bill, I would say, to be seen as attacking contraception, attacking women's freedom to health care. Barbara Boxer's out there saying that, she believes that, an employer could deny coverage under this bill if they felt that prayer was the only answer and that they were against medicine in general.
Yeah, I see it as a religious freedom issue, and that if you have a moral objection to either birth control or to abortion, that you shouldn't be forced to buy insurance that has and pays for things. And the interesting thing about this is if you force the employer to buy this insurance, they're actually paying for something they find morally objectionable. But this has nothing to do with contraception. I have no objection to contraception, but I do have an objection to infringing on people's religious liberty and their ability to decide what products they buy in the marketplace.
I know you also want to talk a little bit about the budget, the president's budget as it was rolled out. What do you think of it?
Well, I think it's more of the same. We have trillion-dollar deficits as long as the eye can see, and I think we're headed towards a disaster. I'm very worried for our country. We cannot continue at this level of debt, and there are severe repercussions. They come in joblessness, unemployment. They also come in rising prices. Gas prices have doubled, food prices are rising. These are all a consequence of this massive deficit that the president is foisting on the backs of working people.
Yeah. I mean, obviously your father has talked about this throughout his whole career. Are you concerned that you don't hear some of the politicians in the Republican Party who are ranking a little bit better than your dad right now, that do you feel they're not talking about it enough?
Well, I think we can't talk about it enough, but we need to link debt, because debt's not just a number. We need to link debt with the unemployment. There is a face to this massive government debt, and it's the face of those who are unemployed. 12 million people unemployed, but there's another problem that everybody sees, and they need to understand that when their gas prices are doubling, it's because their dollar is shrinking. The dollar is shrinking because of this massive debt. We can't live this way. No American family can run up this amount of debt, but a government, ultimately, there will be repercussions to so much debt.
I think a lot of folks agree with you. Rand Paul, thank you very much. Good to have you with us today. We'll see you soon.
Thank you,
Senator.
All right, a security